forego all the formalities to the regular meeting. So we'll go right to review and follow-up regarding any issues addressed at the work session on Monday, December 21st, 2015.
You know what? I think that's what that plug is. We were wondering what that was for.
You want me to go over mine while we're waiting? Follow up. Go ahead. So just one follow up regarding the parking.
That was it.
Got it. The parking ordinance, everything was as presented on Monday, except there was an additional area in the central business district, which is zone 4, that will be act like the transportation center acts, which acts as an option for employees during the day and in the evening. So if you have a crossover shift from like 3 to 8, you wouldn't have to end up moving your car. So the block between Grand and Heck on Lake is open for employee parking from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m., so the full time. And that's in addition. Before that, it was the transportation lot and Memorial only, so we added that piece in there. Otherwise, the changes that were discussed on Monday, everything's the same. That's my only follow-up.
Thank you, Councilman. During the meeting on Monday, the mayor inquired if the Kubota came with the plow. Yes, it does, and the plow has been purchased separately. A question was asked if the city has a curfew. Yes, the city has a curfew. It reads, "It shall be unlawful for any persons 17 or less of age to be or remain in upon the public streets, highways, roads, public places, or public buildings, placement of amusements and or entertainment, public transportation facility, public vehicles used for transportation, vacant lots or other public places within the confines of the city at night during the period ending at 6 a.m. and beginning at 9:13 p.m. for minors 13 or less years of age, and at 11 p.m. for minors 14 or more years of age." This is found in section 3-22, curfew for minors in the city code. There was a question from the public of waiving interest on the TAN, the tax anticipation note. I spoke to the Monmouth County Improvement Authority, and the answer was no. Lastly, personally, I want to thank Garrett Giverson for helping out with the Department of Public Works and his wife a speedy recovery from her knee surgery. Garrett was fantastic over the last couple of weeks, bringing the department up to speed on a lot of the reporting that had to be done. So I want to thank Garrett for making my life a little bit easier. That is all the follow-up from the work session.
Mike, I just want to know, how are we going to get this information out as far as the curfew is concerned to the public? A lot of people is not aware that there is a curfew in Asbury Park, so how can we enlighten them?
We can use our normal social media aspects. If we have code red money left, we can probably do a community aspect, which would be a text and email.
Can we send advertisement to the schools also?
Yeah.
All right.
Schools, churches, everything.
Any matters from the city council?
Yeah, I had 3 things. The first was just an update, Bradley Cove update. We applied for matching funds for our Green Acres money to the county through a municipal grant application. We were denied on a technicality, and I have a call into Freeholder Berry, who's the liaison to the parks. I know that the freeholders are supportive. It just the money will have to come, the matching funds will have to come from a different route, because the municipal grant funds just a minor technicality. We were disqualified from that application process. We are still waiting for an appraisal from iStar. That's the situation we're at now. We gave them our appraisal numbers back in September. They wanted to go out and do their own appraisal. We're still, I don't know where their appraisal is, so we're 3 months out waiting for that. Hopefully it'll come soon so we can begin the negotiations, because the Green Acres money has a clock on it, which started sometime September, October. That money will disappear in a year. So that's $1.1 million that the city has to use to help preserve that area, and we lose it after a year. And then related, I'm still looking, Michael, for the special assessment infrastructure checklist, credit card account, whatever we want to call it, for what iStar has paid for, what we owe them for, that balance sheet.
I spoke to Brian of iStar yesterday. They've signed the agreement to get the appraisal done. He said it should be here in a couple of weeks. He said definitely less than the 30 days that it should be done. And involving the credit card statement, he said he's going to get it to me, but he also wants to do it as a full breakdown of every construction cost so we can see everything. He's also going to provide me with updated maps too. So I said, take your time with it because it's a lot. I also asked him for all the copies of their agreement so we can make sure that everyone is on the same page with amend the plans, any amendments. And he said he's going to get it done in the next couple weeks. So we should have something in a very detailed breakdown.
Great. Thank you. Second point was just I wanted to express my condolences to the small family. You're in our thoughts. And there was little talk about solutions, and there was some talk, not here, but about good guys, bad guys, and I really believe that the issue of violence in any community, and in our community, is about giving people what they need to be successful. It's not about good guys or bad guys. And it can be cooperation between other cities or programs or whatever it is. There are two things that I've followed over the years that seem to be very successful. One is the idea of treating violence as a contagious disease, and I posted something the other day by, his name is Gary Slutkin, and he was actually worked in Africa dealing with contagious diseases, came back to the United States and treated violence the same exact way. And there's a movie called Violence Interrupters that's about it. It's a very interesting take. It's been proven in places to work, so it's worth the 14 minutes. You don't have to watch it, you can just listen to it. And then the other thing I think that helps to break the cycle, as a new parent, and I've said this before, it's not easy. If you have all the supports in the world, it's still a challenge to be a new parent. So if you're a parent that is not expecting or doesn't have all the supports in the world, there may be some things that we can do in our community to help those new parents. So, but again, express my condolences to the family, the small family, and finally, happy holidays, everyone.
First, I wanted to thank Connie Breach and her committee that distributed 500 Christmas gifts to distributed to over 500 families in the city Christmas gifts on Saturday. They collected them, they packaged them, they named them, and then gave them out, and they did an outstanding job. And also, Second Life Bikes distributed 100 bikes to families in the city that could not necessarily afford to buy bicycles for their children this Christmas season. So I wanted to acknowledge them. And next, to announce the winners of the holiday decorating contest. For the best window, it was Joe and Michelle Murphy at 640 Madison Avenue. Best terrace and tree was Will Wright at 402 6th Avenue, apartment 14. It's a balcony with red, white, and blue. And the private houses, second place goes to Monica and Drew Roussel, and they're at 306 8th Avenue. And the winner for the best house was Garrett Giberson Jr. at 1507 4th Avenue. So. And as I stated on Monday, my heart breaks for the family, and as my family has also experienced this type of violence and had a cousin shot on an Easter Sunday in front of his family. So you cannot imagine the pain that it causes, and no matter how long you live, there's always a hole in the fabric of that family. There's always pain, and you can never get anything back, and you can't take it back. So we are so sorrowful about the violence that's happening in our city and trying to come up with solutions and something to think about. What can we do? How can we manage this? And it's not something that we can do alone. It's going to take dialogue with all of our community. So, and to everyone, I hope you have a great holiday and a healthy, happy, safe, prosperous New Year.
I guess I'll go. Okay. I just want to thank everyone over the years. This is my first year with the council, and it's a learning experience, and it was a good experience. And I want to thank all the ones that come out in the rain and when it's hot outside, could be on the beach somewhere. And I just want you to know that we appreciate it, even though Warner, sometimes you say, well, you're shaking your head, but that's just me, okay? I got the little, I like the little shakes, But we do appreciate your comments, and we do look into your comments. And, John might call me and say, I had to think about what some of the people said. Rita, okay? So, so we really appreciate you people. Don't think that we don't, And we agree and disagree, and that's the way things is. And also, have a good holiday and a blessed one, and stay safe. And don't gain no weight like I'm doing. Thank you.
I also just want to ditto what Yvonne and Joe said and express our heartfelt condolences to the Small family. And I would assume our social services department is at least offering any support that they can, and have hopefully reached out in some way. And if they haven't, I would hope that we would direct them to do that. That's it.
That's it? Of course, as we all said Monday night, and everybody said again tonight, my sincere condolences to the Small family and to the city of Asbury Park also on this tragic event. Last time you're here for me this year, sign up for Nixle, no more code red as of January 1st. So sign up for Nixle or else you're going to be in the dark. There was an event at the Senior Center today, a luncheon for the seniors, and myself being a senior, I attended, and it was a wonderful event, and the staff did an outstanding job as usual, so I had to thank them. I'm hoping, as far as the New Year's resolution, I've talked to Michael about this, I think it's very doable. By the second meeting in January, we'll have a decision on credit cards for sewer and taxes, and we'll have the implementation of a WIP program where you can pay your bills online, don't have to come to City Hall, and that would make it a lot easier for everybody, and it'll be a small service charge, but it'd be more convenient for the public. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and everybody have a safe New Year. Thank you.
Any matters by the city manager?
No,
Okay. Any matters by the city attorney?
not at this time.
Motion to close the work session?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Right, we're adjourned for 15 minutes.